Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one. And today we're going to tackle our bronzers, highlighters, as well as our powders. All in like powder version, cream version, liquid version, however you want to see. However you want to see it. Oh, and by the way, if you were wondering what is on my eyes, I am wearing the Sugar Drizzle Trashed palette on my eyes. Mainly two shades. This Scadaddle shade on my lid and this shade which is called Snack Time on my inner third. That is it. So without further ado, let's move on to my hands and showcase all the products that I own in these categories. Okay, let's talk about our powder collection. I have a mix of both pressed powder as well as loose setting powder. I don't think I'm going to declutter anything except one, and that is going to be this one, which is a Wet n Wild contouring palette contour. I absolutely love this stuff, but I've completely gone through the powder section, and I am a big fan of the powder section and not the bronzer section. So this is going to go to declutter just because I've utilized this. Rest everything is a keep. The first one to talk about is the Kosas Cloud Set powder, and in this I am in the shade Comfy. Now you see a big chunk missing, and that's because I dropped it and a whole chunk came out, which also I've pressed. I just used that portion as like a loose setting powder, which I've pressed it in here. And so this is also Cloud Set powder. I just like pressed it out with a paper towel. I crushed it and I pressed it out. So I use this underneath my eyes. Must have a keep from the high-end category. Another powder that I absolutely love is the LYS Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder. And in this, I am in the shade Resilience. You can see I use a whole chunk of it. Doesn't seem like that used, but it's well loved. I have a good dip going on here. And then I also love my Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. In this, I am in the shade number 2, which is medium. And then out of the pressed powders, I love this e.l.f. Camo CC powder. You can see how well loved this is. This is like my finishing powder, or I can use this as like by itself. It gives a great amount of coverage without looking powdery. So this is a great one from the drugstore. Another one from the drugstore which I absolutely love is this L'Oreal one, the Infallible Fresh Wear. In this I am in the shade Radiant Honey. Beautiful. And then love this one too. It's Bare Minerals Bare Pro. I generally use this in the winter months, and that's just mainly because this is like a more of a cooler tone powder. I am in the shade 35 Cool, medium 35 Cool. And then out of the pressed powders, 4 more to mention. So these are the 4. Flower Beauty, it's really pretty on the skin. This one I am in the shade Soft Sand. Very beautiful powder, but it's been like quite some time that I've not used it. I have to keep this back in my rotation, so I'm going to keep that. The number 7 setting powder, it's really pretty, but especially underneath the eyes, it's very smoothing. So really beautiful powder. This is an oldie but a goodie. This doesn't match my skin right now. Even if when I'm tan, I mainly use this like a bronzer, not as like a setting powder. So I'll keep this with my bronzer collection. And this one, if you are in like a need of a very smoothing powder underneath the eyes from the drugstore, this is a great one. From CoverGirl, it's the Clean Fresh, and I am in the shade Light. So these are all like my good pressed powders. Now let's talk about the loose setting powders. All of them are really pretty. I use these 2 for travel. This one is the Laura Mercier one. I got it like a gift from Sephora, and this one is Hourglass. Both are really pretty, really beautiful, and I love both of them, especially for travel because of the size. Now let's talk about my favorite loose setting powder, and that's from Givenchy. It's the Prism Leap powder in the shade number 4. It's like a color correcting, smoothing powder. It also comes with like a powder puff. This is how it looks. Really magical on the skin. I love this baby. Rest, all of them are from drugstore, and such beautiful powder. Believe Beauty, Maybelline Fit Me in the shade number 20, e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder from She Glam. Now this one has a loose setting powder as well as a translucent setting powder, but really smoothing on the skin. Then we have the Catrice True Skin Mineral Loose Setting Powder and the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in the shade Banana. All of these definitely a must have and a must keep. Now let's move on to the bronzers. Okay, let's talk about the bronzers. Kept everything in a box, so let's go one by one. First, let's talk about the candy paint one. One of them, I have two with me. One of them is gonna go away in the declutter pile just because I've used. So this is the one that's gonna go away. I've used almost everything. I'm going to use as much as I can, but now it's like separating from the edges. Do you see that? So I feel like this is about to go, not because the formula is not good, but I've used the majority of it. I'll see how much I can use, but eventually it's going to go in the declutter pile. And this one is in the shade North Shore. I have another one which is in the shade Coolness, and this is more of like a contour product for me. As you can see, it's definitely much more like cooler as compared to the North Shore one. So this is a keep. This would be a declutter. Next, let's talk about Fenty Cream Bronzer. This one I am in the shade Teddy. Why can I not open it? So this is in the shade Teddy. It's really pretty. Even like the tone of it, it really matches my medium tan skin tone. So definite keep. Nomad one, I'm not a big fan of this. This one is in the shade Manly Beach. Not because of the shade, it's small, so my bronzer brush doesn't fit here, but otherwise it's an okay powder. I don't reach out for it a lot, so this is going to be a declutter. I'll pass it on like to a friend or a family member who will use this more. Let's talk about Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm. You know, if you know, you know. You know how much I love it. I definitely would keep this. This, I generally use it for like my glam looks. I love this cream bronzer. Next, M Cosmetics. You know, I absolutely love it. This is the So Soft cream bronzer in the shade Nomadic. This definitely is like much more deeper for me, but I use this in my like warm months. And I love this product. This is super blendable. I feel like they can definitely expand on their shade range, because the other bronzer that I tried from them was in the shade Summer, I think, and that was clearly too light for me, and this is a tad little bit deep for me. I would have wished if there was like a middle ground. Next, this cream bronzer I love to the core, and this is from LYS Beauty, and this is in the shade Harmony. Beautiful product. It's like a foolproof product. It just melts into the skin. It looks very subtle on your skin. I love this product. Let's finish off with all the cream bronzers first. Let's talk about this one. This is from Tarte, and this is the cream bronzer in the shade Breezy. Now this is very light on me. I feel like a fairer person would enjoy this a little more, but this is a cream bronzer. It melts into the skin really nicely. I'll see if I can use this in like the winter months or not, if it works for me. If it doesn't work for me, this would mostly go in the declutter pile. Elf Putty Bronzer. This one is in the shade Golden Days. You've seen how much I've used this. I have a great dip going on here, and I'm going to utilize this year for sure. So this is definite keep. The next one is the Sheep Glam Liquid Bronzer, and this one I am in the shade Warm Honey. This works beautifully for my complexion, so this is definitely a keep. This is the only liquid bronzer that I have, and I absolutely enjoy this. Next, let's talk about this Elf Duo. I just wanted to just keep it in this, and this one is in the shade Bronzed Pink Beige. I love this product. I love that this blush is like not shimmery. The bronzer is like the right tone for me. I don't know if you can like find it anymore or not. This still works for me, so it's not like stop performing. But is it expired? Might be. I'll still keep this for this declutter, but in the next declutter this will definitely go. Before that, I'll see if I can like use this more or not. This one on the other hand is in the shade Bronzed Peach. This is definitely a lot more deeper for me, and both of them have like a sheen going on. I would declutter this and just pass it along to a person who would utilize this more. The next one, this is a definite declutter. It's way old in my collection, and I have to let it go. This performs really nicely, but it's very old, so decluttered. I think that is it for the cream bronzers. Now we have all powder bronzers left. So let's begin. NARS a definite keep. And this one is in the shade Laguna. In the winter months, it does work for me. But in the summer months, this looks a little muddy on me. So I'm going to use this as much as I can in the winter months and see how much I can get use out of it. This is beautiful, beautiful on the skin. And this one is in the shade What Shady Beaches. If you are looking for like a drugstore bronzer, this really performs really, really well. So definite keep. L'Oreal, I absolutely love this bronzer. This one is in the shade 350 medium. So definitely a keep. I love this glowish bronzer from Huda Beauty. And this one is in the shade 03 Tan Light. Beautiful, beautiful product. LYS powder bronzer. This one is in the shade Courage. This is like a shade darker than the cream bronzer. So this sometimes does look muddy on me, especially in the winter months, but in the summer months I can make it work. So I'm going to keep this. The product is really, really good. The shade is not the right one for me. This, an absolute keep and a must have, is from Makeup by Mario, and this one is in the shade medium dark, so I'm definitely going to keep this. Very blendable, very buildable. This one, I'm going to utilize this completely. I am hitting a big pan on this, and this is by Physicians Formula. This is the butter bronzer in the shade Deep Bronzer. So I'm going to continue to use this, and then eventually I might like use this up completely, and then it'll be decluttered. We definitely want to use our products, right? This one from Jacqueline Cosmetics. It's definitely a little deep on me, but I can definitely make it work in my summer months. And this one is in the shade Hot Lava and Cocoa Rich. The product, the quality is really, really good, but I have to remember to use this. Like, I don't use these duo products really well, so I have to use this. The next one is from Anastasia, and this one is in the shade Tawny, and this works really, really well for me. Very, very similar to the Laguna bronzer by NARS. I can definitely make it work in the winter months, but not so much in the colder months, but I'm going to keep this. Too Faced bronzer. This one is in the Chocolate Soleil medium to deep. I love the smell of this. That's the main reason why am I keeping it, but I have like several of them in this like smaller format. I have kept and distributed a lot to my friends and family. I'm going to keep one Too Faced bronzer with me. The next one is in the shade Bahama Mama. Definitely going to keep this. It works really, really well on my tan skin tone. So definite keep for me. This one from Mented is also really, really good. This one is in the shade Beach Bum. Very, very beautiful product. And then this one, big one, is the Luminous Bronzing Powder. And this is from Essence. It's such a big bronzer. I cannot hit pan on it because I have so many with me, as you can see. But this is a really, really, really good bronzer. And this one is definite favorite of mine from the drugstore. And this one is from Milani. And this one is in the shade 03 Suntan. Definite keep. So out of the bronzers, keeping 22, decluttering 5. Okay, let's talk about the highlighters that we have. Talking about the highlighters, it's a good mix of both, like liquid highlighter, cream highlighters, as well as the powder highlighters. Out of the bunch, I have 2 palettes, both of them actually gifted to me. So let's first talk about that. We have the Ofra highlighter palette, which was gifted by a friend, and this has like a great amount of variations. You can definitely go like more opally, champagne-y, more goldeny, or more on the pinker side. So this is definite keep. Ofra does like one of the best highlighter formulas in their collection. So one of the high-end highlighter formula that I would absolutely recommend. The second highlighter palette was gifted by me by Sugar Drizzle, and this is their iridescent highlighter that shifts to different tones. And this also, if you are in the indie market to test out some beautiful shifty highlighters, this is definitely one to recommend. Now let's talk about the liquid highlighters. I have very few with me, and let's go through this. This completely utilized, I would say. This is again from Becca, so I'm gonna use this completely, and then it will be decluttered. And this one is in the shade Rose Gold. It's almost done. And the second one is from Marc Jacobs. All of this, if you see, is like it's almost discontinued. The Marc Jacobs one is in the shade Do You, 50 Do You. So this I'll definitely keep. It's great for traveling because of the size. The third one, this one is from Say Beauty. Almost done with this, so I'm going to utilize this, and this would be done, dusted, and would be gone. The next one, again, this one is also discontinued from Becca, and this one is in the shade Opal. I love this product, absolutely love this product. You can definitely mix this in with the foundation or just use it by itself. It'll just give like a very glow from within kind of a look, which I absolutely love. This one from Maybelline, it's not advertised as a liquid highlighter. It's mainly like a 4-in-1 glow makeup. I mainly use it as a highlighter. It doesn't give me any coverage for like a foundation kind of a product, so I generally use this as like a primer or a highlighter. This one from Danessa Myricks, this is the Illuminating Whale liquid highlighter. It's a little deeper on me, and this one is in the shade Radiance. I generally do mix this with my foundation and then apply it, and that's how I use this one. Very, very, very glowy, extremely glowy. If you use this by itself, you can look like a tin man. So be very careful, but it's a really good product. So that one, so those were the ones that were like liquid highlighters. Now let's talk about the powder highlighters. All these three look the same. Like, it's just a matter of the price difference. This is from Laura Mercier, and this one is in the shade Highlight 01. It's a baked product. If you do not want a high-end highlighter, it's very, very subtle, but it looks like lit from within kind of a look. This one from Drugstore, the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter, is exactly the same. Especially these two are exact dupes to each other. This one is in the shade Be My Highlight. If you want a deeper tone for it, this is in the shade Be My Sunlight, which is more suitable for like medium tan skin tone. I'm not going to declutter anything except this one. This one is the e.l.f. highlighter. It's a very old highlighter, and this one is in the shade Enchanted. This needs to go. This would definitely be decluttered. Oh, this one is also a cream balm kind of a highlight. This one is from Half Baked, and this one is in the shade Sugar Cookie. It's more like a balm highlight kind of a formula. I was not into balm highlight till about last year, so I'm going to give this a little more love and see how much I use this. So this would be a keep right now. So let's talk about my favorite highlighters, which definitely, actually everything is going to stay, but my favorite ones out of the lot, I would definitely say Ofra's. This is like a blush highlighter duo, this one, but it has Rodeo Drive, which is my favorite Ofra highlighter. So definitely going to keep this. I actually love this blush too. I don't know what's the name of the blush. It's more of like that corally orange kind of a shade. So I'm going to definitely keep this. Rare Beauty highlighter. Very, very new to my collection, but really, really pretty. This one is in the shade Mesmerize, and this one has like a more of a rosy bronze shade. Really, really pretty. This is where, if you want to like glow from the outer space kind of a look, if you want that kind of a look, that is when you want this. If you want like more of a subtle look, subtle highlight on your cheeks, this one is not for you. Other Becca products. This one is in the shade Rose Gold. This, I feel like this one was like shattered. Yeah, I just pressed it back in. So this, I'll keep it. Mostly I will like give it to my sister or something, but I'm going to keep this. And this one is in the shade Prosecco Pop. It's more of a golden highlight from Becca. Nothing from Becca is going away. I know they are discontinued, but their highlighters are really, really beautiful quality. These two are from Jaclyn Cosmetics. One in the shade Mesmerize and the other one is in the shade Iced. Mesmerize is more my speed, just because it's more of like that peachy undertone. I really, really like this one. And Iced is more like icy, and it's more suitable for fair skin tones, but I'm still going to keep it. Very, very beautiful baked products. No introductions, no description needed. You know that this is like my favorite highlighter that I have in my collection. This is by Makeup by Mario, and this one is in the shade Golden. So I'm going to keep this for sure. And from the drugstore, which I absolutely love, is from Revlon. And this is the Skin Lights highlighter, prismatic highlighter in the shade Daybreak Glimmer. So again, definite keep for me. Another highlight which is really, really beautiful in the quality is from Pixi. And this is Pixi by Petra highlighter in the shade Delicate Dew. It is two versions, one in more of like a rose gold format and the other one is more pinky. I love this one. You can see how much love this has got that I've already shattered this, so I'm definitely going to keep this. These products are like a maybe, but I'm not ready to declutter. The MAC one, the Maybelline Master Chrome one, everybody loves this. So this is like a good reference point to base my dupes out of, so I'm definitely going to keep this. Mary Luminizer, a well-loved highlighter from back in the YouTube days. So yeah, definitely going to keep this. I have like one loose highlighter, and this is from Sydney Grace. This one was gifted by Coralie. Let me see. This one is in the shade Sweet Peach, so I'm definitely going to keep this. This is a powder. It performs like a highlighter, but as a highlighter, it's really good. And this is from NYX, and this is High Glass. As you can see in like the swatch, this is how much glow it looks. Is it as shiny as a highlighter? No. But is it like basic as a powder? No. So this is like right in the middle. I'm going to keep this in the declutter pile actually. From Wet n Wild, one is in the shade Precious Petals and the other one is in the shade Crown of My Canopy. Crown of My Canopy is more coppery bronze and Precious Petal is more pinky golden highlighter. These highlighters are like under $5 and are great from the drugstore. So definitely recommend this. This one is from Catrice. This is the Sungasm highlighter. If you want like a face and a body highlight in one, this is really good. And this, I would say, it definitely has that pinky silvery sheen. This is more suitable for like a fairer skin tone, fair to light skin tone. For my medium tan skin tone, I generally do apply this in like the colder months, in winter months. For summer months, I don't prefer this tone. So just keep that in mind. And last, certainly not the least, we have the Catrice More Than Glow highlighter. I love this shade, which is Beyond Golden Glow. Again, because I'm more of a medium tan skin tone, I prefer this tone. And this is very smooth on the skin. You can see it in that swatch. Beautifully it melts into the skin. Really love this one. So those were the highlighters that I wanted to talk about. Now let's move on to the outro. I really hope that you guys enjoyed all the makeup collection that I showed to you guys. And if you like these makeup collection videos, do give it a thumbs up so that I know that you are interested in what kind of videos. If you did like it, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.